Hey y'all, it's Titty Gets Active. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about what is femininity and or just being feminine in general, and let's just talk about it because sometimes I be feeling like not like feminine enough, and my femininity is definitely something I've always struggled with literally my whole life till presently. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my makeup at the same time, just because I feel like I'm not really interesting enough for y'all to watch without doing anything. So y'all are about to see how I'm really bad at makeup. So let's just start with what is, for example, the definition of femininity. When you Google it real quick, when you Google it real quick, femininity is the qualities or attributes that are regarded as related to women, I think, or regarded as characteristics. Woo, caractéristiques. Wow, comment tu dis caractéristique en anglais?
Characteristic.
Of women. So, what does that mean in general? I feel like when people talk about that, characteristics or whatever, what do you consider, like things, I don't want to say that word, man. Les caractéristiques that are related to women, like what are those? And when you look it up, it's normally like the color pink, like girly stuff. So the color pink, flowers, being soft and gentle and delicate, and like, I don't fucking know, petite, small, all of that good stuff. The list can go on. So that's what, like, when you Google it, that's what you look up, right? I mean, sorry, that's what pops up. But at the same time, it's like women are so many different things. Or like, what is it to be feminine? Because it's complicated because damn, I'm none of the above. I never related to any of those things. I was considered a tomboy because I was a rough girl. I like to fight, not even in a violent wise, but I was just like, I like to wrestle, tussle. I had male friends. I liked sports, but not in like a ooh, I love to run because physical activity wasn't my thing. But I didn't like Barbie till way later. I mostly watching like Disney and stuff, and then you're thinking, okay, like there's like the preppy girly girl, but then they always have like that tomboy, like in iCarly, there's Carly and Sam, and then you relate more to Sam, but then at the same time it's like you see Sam's like identified as, not even identified, sorry, everyone knows she's a girl, but everyone like relates to her more as like a guy, you know what I mean? Like you relate to Sam and then you hear, oh no, she's like one of the guys, one of the boys, and it's just like, well damn, am I a man? Because I'm not a man. Last time I remember I was a girl. I've always loved jewelry since I was a kid. Like I love jewelry, I love gold, like gold is my life. I love gold jewelry. I was so used to just being called a boy and stuff like that. At one point, actually, I would say like I wanted to be a boy, and I was like jealous of like all the guys at school that like got to be boys. And actually, for one of my school pictures, I wore I wore in chemise, like not a full suit, but I had like a in chemise. I don't know how to say that in English. I had a dress shirt with a tie, dress pants, and like men's dress shoes. And I had my braids like cut short, like up to here around. And I thought I felt so cute. I'm not gonna lie, like I felt so cute, and I literally had like my dad's dress shirt, like some like they no like I had my dad's dress shirt on. I don't know whose shoes I had, but I had someone's shoes. And they weren't mine. But you see, some would say, well, some say, most would say, I literally looked like a boy. Like I looked like someone's like son. So I've always been really a bit more on the, let's say, masculine side. Till now, I don't know. I feel like till now, when it comes to, let's say, on the surface, I am I would say like if I go out to dinner, like when I dress up and stuff, then I'll be considered like society's idea of like feminine, right? If I have like my little dress and my makeup done, my hair done and everything, right? I'm gonna look in a feminine way. But so think about it. So I'm basically being called a boy, un garçon raté. Tomboy in French is literally garçon raté. So that's really called like that. If I direct translate, that's really like failed boy. But then growing up, like you grow up and then high school comes. And then that's when people start calling you out. Elementary school, no one really cares. Like I was discovered to like differences were a problem, or people called out differences in high school in a negative way. Unfortunately, in high school, I was very insecure because I was realizing, like I'm a bigger girl, like my weight's actually like bigger, and people are taking it in, and then you see, I was going through a lot too, though, in my personal life, in like all the categories like possible, all the departments above. Unfortunately, I couldn't afford to express, or like, how can I say, express my style or anything clothing wise. Girl, we went to Goodwill and I got what I got. So femininity wise, I wasn't able to express it or like discover it, ooh, I'm becoming a woman. The only thing I realized I was a woman was fucking, sorry for swearing, it was my period, girl. And that came early. Sometimes I try at school dances, I try wear dresses. And honestly, I was just wearing those things because everyone else was wearing them. So I was like, oh, okay, so I gotta wear what I always loved, heels. But dress wise, I was like, oh, okay, I gotta wear a mini skirt, mini dress, whatever. It was really annoying because it kept writing up. But you know what I mean. So it was never my personality directly to be very girly, very preppy. So, and mind you, then I thought I was gay. So imagine that too. I'm just like, girl, I'm gay. And at the same time, it's like, I don't feel like I'm woman enough, or, like girly enough. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, does that mean I'm like failing at being a woman? Or it's the high schooler brain, girl, the teenage brain, let's say, is just crazy. The way we think and overthink is just like crazy to me. Let's be real. If it weren't for my weight loss, I still feel like men wouldn't be coming at me the way they do now. You start to think that, okay, well, I see the males or men going for a certain type of women, or you see them go for a certain type of women, or you see your mom, you see your aunts. Everyone is putting on makeup. Everyone's making sure their hair is looking really good. Everyone is trying to be submissive. Like women have to be submissive. And then what else is like you consider feminine that they teach you is feminine? You see everyone women being submissive, heels, I don't know, not being loud, being very soft spoken. Like you say, delicate, soft, not a fighter, not passionate, not passionate, emotional, criers, need to be protected, dependent off of. So all of those things, you would think, okay, well, I'm not any of those things, I'm not into those type of activities. And then in high school too, I wasn't really interested to whatever teenage girls would be interested in high school. And then you start to think, okay, well, I guess guys are just not attracted to me, especially since they just always call me their friend, the homie, one of the boys. I was like, okay, cool, guys are not attracted to me. It wasn't really an issue to me because like back then I thought, so it really, no, honestly, I can tell you, it didn't really matter to me. So at then, I was just thinking, okay, like me, I was too much of a tomboy or like one of the boys or like guyish for the opposite gender, sex, whatever you want to say it, would be attracted to me. And I know for a lot of women that's a problem. I know a lot of issues like sorry, not a lot of issues, but I know a lot of women go through that. Like they want to make sure that what they're doing will attract men. They link it to that. So what men are attracted to is what makes you feminine. Because technically a straight man wants a feminine woman, right? Feminine female. They like link it like that. So everything is based that way. So even for clothes, think about it. Like back in the days, I'm pretty sure the first woman to wear like pants like broke it, right? They probably didn't even find that attractive, or I don't know if gay women were out like that back then, but they're probably like, oh my gosh, like you know, like probably thought she was gay or like called her out of those things. And today pants are regular. Like people even make pants like feminine. They'd be like, ooh, like that sleek that sleek dress pant. If I'm attracted to like a guy, I'll just be, I get a bit nervous, not for my physical looks, but for my personality, because I am outspoken, I'm loud, I cuss, you know, I crack jokes, like even my voice, like I have a pretty deep voice, and it's like you're not scared, but I'm just like, okay, like he's gonna call me one of his boys, you know, like I'm one of the bros, and then sometimes, of course, you're just like worried. You just want to be like, okay, but like I'm a woman, you know, I'm not a boy, I'm a woman. I don't know why people think that men can't be feminine. Like you can be feminine and like still be straight. The whole like masculinity and like femininity is a spectrum. So we all have a little bit of both, right? But at the same time, it's like everyone's idea of those two things will be different. So at the end of the day, girl, we're all a little bit of both. And then if you're more to one extreme, then you're more masculine than feminine, or more feminine than masculine, or you're extremely masculine or extremely feminine. Girl, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But I just don't get why men can't be feminine, like without being called gay. Because I feel like some people confuse it with actual acting like people are gonna be like, are you dumb? That's literally the definition. Men can't even have the slightest amount of feminine traits, or else they're linked to gayness or homosexuality, which I think is not cool. Which we all know as toxic masculinity. And I honestly feel like toxic masculinity or toxic femininity is basically like, yo, feeling like you have to be in the extreme of both. Yeah, that blend, okay. Like you have to be an extreme of either or, you know? And it's like, calm down, like calm down. And at the end of the day, I always say, if we're all a mixture of estrogen and all of those and like testosterone, why can we not all be feminine, masculine at the same time? Is I can tell you guys growing up what I linked, well, I just told you guys what I was linking femininity to, and it was not what I link it to now. Now I feel the most like, I'm not even joking, I feel like I'm at my most feminine when I'm doing skincare. I'm not even joking. When I have my bonnet on, and I have my cute little, you know, minty robe on, and I'm just taking my time doing my full long skincare, and I just feel so nice. At the back of my head, the constant, like, you know, like feeling that I'm not being enough of a woman, like at all. And especially being Congolese African, you know, you'll be told like, hey, keep on doing this and you won't get married. Keep on. For example, I'll give you guys a perfect example. One of my aunts, on my 18th birthday, guess what she got me? She got me makeup. And guess what she said? She's like, you're 18, you turned 18, and you know, guys are gonna start looking at you, so I got you this makeup so you can just, you know, learn how to doll yourself up a bit more, because you don't doll yourself up at all. And then she told me to lose weight. She said I had a cute face, but I need to lose weight. No shade to me, I guess. It is really not fair that women have more flexibility on whether they want to be more masculine or feminine than men. Some might not agree, let me know if you don't agree, but or maybe I'm capping, like maybe I'm not seeing it right, but I feel like men don't really get the chance to be more flexible like women do. I know this is a whole other topic, but even when we talk about exploring sexuality, like women like all get to go through the little, I guess, bi phase, lesbo phase, whatever you want to talk about it. Even because the whole sexualized thing. If a man even sees someone else's peen, girl, they gonna call him gay for the rest of his life. They gonna call him gay. If you are a woman, I'm gonna say this. I don't really know which groups. I don't know all groups that do suffer with this or suffer that have to struggle with this. So I usually just see straight women, of course. So I mean like cis women that struggle that like me. So like the non-typical, I guess, cis ideal girly woman. I feel like gay men, I feel like cis gay men do too. Because I have seen a video where this guy was saying growing up he was gay, but he was masculine, but he felt like because he was gay he had to do all the feminine stuff. And then he like did the whole, acting more feminine, dressing up more like, on the feminine side, but then and then he became an adult and he was like that's not for him. So I feel like cis cis gay men could go through the same thing. We all know a lot of trans women go through this because they all want to pass, or I don't like saying that, not all want to pass, but society makes them feel like if you're a trans woman you are forced to, you need to be passing or you ain't it, or you're girl, crazy. I keep seeing videos on YouTube about how to be, because of course I try to look up certain things, right, to just see what people's common views are when it comes to this. And then people are I just kept seeing videos on how to be feminine, how to be feminine, how to be feminine, like 7 things I do to be feminine, 7 tips on being, how did I become more feminine, how did I become more in tune with my femininity. And a lot of them was just like how to be a woman and stuff like that. And I'm just like, girl. And it was stuff like shave, wear pastel colors, wear makeup like this, stick to these type of colors, stick to these type like manners, even like the way you talk with your hands and stuff like that. I'm just like, girl, what in the Western world? That's what I always say. No one can pick and choose what feminine is because it's different for everyone. It's different for everyone, for every single culture, for every country, for every continent, like etc. etc. So what you link femininity to it cannot be the same thing for someone else. At all. At all. And it's like, for me, I like masculinity and femininity more to personality traits than like physical traits on other people. Because you guys probably like, but you just said you like doing your skincare. Yeah. And instead of doing certain things to be into with your femininity, do things that are like already your thing, like part of your personality trait. Look at your personality traits and then just what do you think makes you like a woman, period. Black women a lot of times in Western culture are not seen as feminine enough. We're seen as very, and it sucks. It for sure sucks. It definitely for sure sucks. Of course, many of times when I go to work, I just feel like I have to be more feminine. I have, you know, especially working customer service. Hi, how are you doing today? My name is T, and today I'll be introducing you guys how we go through, you know, I gotta bring in my whole customer service soft voice, ASMR voice, just like, I don't know, like, it's so weird. Just why it fits society's idea of feminine, being a woman, because obviously they automatically, feminine is linked to like women, right? So it's hard. It's not the end of the world, but it's just annoying. Has my struggle of femininity ever gotten in the way of my dating life? I'm gonna say no. And here's why. I don't know how to not be myself. And this is not even like trying to be like a flex or anything. I just don't know how to act. I just don't know how to act. Like, I'm not an actress. So how I talk, like, this just naturally comes. Like, if I'm not at work or with strangers, basically, if I'm not surrounded by people I don't care about or I'll never meet them again, my voice comes on. But if I know I'm gonna see them again eventually, or I'm actually trying to get to know someone, I'm always gonna naturally just show my personality. And this is what I sound like. You know, I have a deep voice. I'm a big girl. I'm 5'8". I weigh over 200 pounds. I'm big. You know, I have fun. I lift up weights. You should imagine how some people could feel when I don't have my boobs. Because when I bench, like, my boobs literally disappear. The craziest part is that people really convinced us women that femininity and being feminine is linked to our beauty as a woman. And their ideas, not, you know, not everyone each their own ideas, no, their ideas, girl. And I'm like, girl, to all my trans sisters, please don't feel like you need to fit a certain passing image of a woman. That is so scary. That is so dangerous. I fear for you guys, because a lot of this whole going under the knife thing, don't get me wrong, I love plastic surgery, but it's all the reasoning behind it, right? And this is for trans women and cis women. Like, there's women feeling like they're not a woman because they don't have hips, so they're getting like BBLs, you know, for like slimmer girls and just curvier bodies, because those are trending right now. It's all over the place. Like, it's all over the place. So that's why I'm saying, like, this is gonna change in a few years again. These ideas just keep changing constantly, and it's really, really hard to keep up, but we try. When I talk about those other YouTube videos, I'm not saying what they're saying is wrong. I'm just saying that what they're saying is a bit like, there's no direct like steps or instructions on how to be like feminine, or like, you know, a perfect feminine woman, because there's no such thing. There's no such thing. Like, ça n'existe pas. Like, there's actually like no such thing. People are gonna like you for who you are. It has nothing to do whether you're feminine or not. And when it comes to sexuality, it really just has to do with your gender, your sex. So that person, unless if they have like certain traits they're looking for, you don't really have to feel like, oh my god, he's gonna think he's not gonna see me as a woman because I do XYZ. Don't think like that. I used to think like that. Don't think like that. As long as it makes you happy and you feel as yourself as a woman, like you're like, yes, like I'm a woman, like you feel feminine, that's all that matters. So in that case, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. The discussion is always open. Let me know if there's anything that I missed, or you don't agree with me. You don't need to agree with me, as long as we keep it respectful. We always keep it respectful out here, and let's just talk about it. Especially, I would like to know when it comes to like trans women, or sometimes like gay men, or even gay women, or trans men. How does it feel, to for your womanhood, or just expressing that femininity to others, or even to yourself? Or have you struggled finding your feminine side growing up like I have? Or are you currently struggling? If you are, you're not alone. I'm here. And like I said, thank you for spending your time today, sticking with me, chatting with me today. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and like and subscribe. And have a blessed day, and see you next time. Bye.